So let's all start. So if you can start with your left shoulder facing the camera. So you're all facing the same direction for me. Yeah, brilliant. Good. If you're observing today, just turn your camera off and you're welcome to observe if you would prefer to do that today. If you're joining the class, left shoulder is facing the camera. Then you'll stand up tall, having equal weight between both of your feet, only one fist between the feet, so it's not a very wide stance. There's a nice elongation through the spine. Just pay a little bit of attention to where your head is in space, just resting over the shoulders. We'll take a breath in. Exhale will allow chin to fall towards and a little bit away from the chest as the crown of the head leads the spine down towards the floor. The fingers are long. Let's turn the palms to face inwards. And then shifting a little bit more weight into the forefoot and a little bit less into the heels. Try not to grip your toes into the mat. Breathe in. Exhale, we're going to hug in through the waist, restacking the spine. Vertebra for vertebra. Building to a tall standing posture. It's inhale. Exhale, we'll do two more like that. So as much as we cue chin to chest, try not to squash the chin to chest, but rather lead the crown of the head forward and down. There's a slight softness into the knees and a little bit more weight in the toes than the heels. Breathe in at the bottom. Exhale is going to be a connection through your waist to rebuild you up to standing. All the way to the top. Tall spine. We'll do just the last one. Inhale. Exhale. Sigh the breath out. The fingers are closed, thumb included, without tension, but definitely with a little feeling of energy through the fingertips. Now we hold it here, bend the knees a little bit deeper, and then slide your palms up the front of the shins and create a tabletop with your spine. So a lovely neutral spine parallel to the floor. So I'm using my arms straight as little struts, like table legs. Then simply slide the palms to the calves and then forward fold. So not a roll down, forward fold the belly to the thighs. And in that position, if you have happy hamstrings and a happy lower back, maybe you want to fully extend your legs. Bend the knees, simply slide the palms to the shins again and create table. Now in this position, can you create a shelf of support for your spine using your front body, using your abdominals? So you're not collapsed here, you're supporting the vertebra on that shelf of support. The knees are bent here, sitting bones are reaching back, crown forward. Then you sweep the hands around the calves, you forward fold, and here's where you have that lift in the sitting bones, and you pull nose to knees a little bit. That's an option. You can keep your knees bent if you prefer. One more, we sweep the hands around, we bend the knees, use the hands and the arms like little struts, sticking the sitting bones out, creating that powerful tabletop position. Now really knit the hip bones together. So I can't stress this enough. You've got to use your front body to support the work in the back body. We're going to keep the right hand against the shin. The left arm is going to sweep forward and up at a 45-degree angle, so into a wide V shape. And then we bring it down. We've got 5. Without rotating the chest, think of creating a diagonal from fingertips to the center of your mid-back. We've got 3. And down. Feel the abdominals supporting this position. 2. The last one is up and at an angle. Change. Left hand is the strut. Right arm comes up and out in line with the ear. It's 1. Avoiding elevation of the scapula. It's 2. So I'm going at a slight 45. 3. Knees are bent. Keep the shins vertical. 2. Last one. Bring the hands down, roll head, chest, body down over the legs, walking forward into a cat stretch position or a 4-point kneeling base. Wrists under shoulders, knees under the hips. We want to just find that perfect alignment with the bones over bones. In that position, we breathe in. The exhale for Pilates cat stretch is going to be the softening of the lower back into flexion, and then the response of the upper back to create almost a parachute-like shape in the spine. So you want to really create an evenly flexed spine. And then from there, we unfold the spine through a neutral. I'm going nice and slowly, so please use extra breath if necessary. Now we hold the lower back still and think of only thoracic extension, bringing the collarbones forward and through the shoulders, even length and extension through the neck without breaking the line of the neck. Back to a neutral. Again, we initiate with lumbar flexion, but you don't want to overdo the lumbar flexion. It needs to be a beautiful, even flexion from tail, middle back, upper back, and yes, including the neck. So your eye line will be roughly down towards the beginning of the knees or between maybe where your wrists are, and then come to neutral. That's going to depend largely on your mobility in your spine. And then we thread the chest up and through the shoulders without moving the lumbar spine. So it's a disassociation for us. Back to the neutral. We've got one more cycle. We curl in. Even flexion. And to the neutral. And then we'll find just that upper back extension. And pay attention to actually pressing the floor away from you with your arms. Powerful arms, open collarbones, and take a neutral position. Tuck your toes in. Now roll or slide your pelvis back toward your heels, and then use the strength of your legs to lift you into an up stretch or a down dog. And now we're going to flex through the right foot so much that you can slide that right foot forward, 1 foot past the left. Then we're going to flex the left foot, so we've got to get the foot out of the way of the mat to bring it forward past the right one. And hopefully those legs can stay straight for a little while. Eventually maybe they need to bend. We're stepping 1 foot at a time. Maybe it's fingertips. And eventually finishing with the feet between where your hands were. Like we did at the beginning, instead of having the struts, we reach the arms forward, but we create that tabletop, and then we slowly transition to a seated posture. So good, beautiful. We walk the feet just a little bit away from the sitting bones, so we've got some space to move in the hips. Arms are reaching forward, proud seated posture, inhale. Exhale is going to straight away be a C shape forward, just to load your flexion to then actually start traveling back and back. And we'll do a modified teaser 1 variation as the spine lays on the floor, the arms reach all the way back. Then we bring the arms up over shoulders, we lift the head and the chest. Exhale, we fall or we curl up into that moment of a C shape forward, and then a restack of the spine, arms parallel to the floor. I'm sure you can really see. Okay, and we go again. So we go for just a moment forward to C shape to load that flexion and articulation back. Reach the arms back as if we were doing a teaser position. Then we bring the arms up like a roll-up. Let's call it a modified roll-up. Then we curl up vertebra for vertebra. Try not to squeeze your glutes there. There's such a temptation to clench at that point. C shape, and then there's a stacking of the spine, crown to ceiling. Inhale. Exhale again. We go active flexion forward just for a moment so that when we roll back, it's conscious, it's not a collapsing back. Arms travel up and back. This time you stay, but turn the palms to face up to the ceiling. Step your right leg in, left leg in, and we've got a pelvic curl modified with the arms behind us. If you need to, bring your knees and feet to touch to check that when you heel toe them apart, they're just fist distance apart. It's such a nice self-practice tool to feel your alignment. We'll take our inhale. Exhale, we pelvic curl, pubic bone to nose, posterior tilt. And no glutes here. This is abs, 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 abs. Then it's feet, hamstrings, and then it's a little bit of glute as we bridge to the top. We're using the glutes as hip extenders. Feel in this position how your arms quite comfortably now press into the floor. My challenge to you today is keeping the arms back behind you. Can we get the same amount of articulation rolling down? Specifically through your low back, even with your arms behind you. So really melt that lower back down, 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 and then eventually to neutral. Only 2 more, but this is the pace. Super slow. So we again focus on the first phase posterior tilt with the arms behind you. Can you still get that controlled posterior? And then you start peeling middle back and upper back. And then at the top, my challenge is, can you keep posterior tilt and avoid letting go with that lumbar spine? Inner thighs active. As you roll down again, play with getting that beautiful articulation without losing that movement in the lower back, even though the arms are behind you. One more time, inhale. Exhale takes us up. Take your time to get there. When we're all at the top, we'll continue. So we're staying at the top, please. Take as much time as your spine needs to be able to articulate without just hinging. In your top position, we still want a posterior tilt. So I'm going to ask everybody, drop the hips down about 1 centimeter down. Now, don't use your glutes to do this. Can you curl pubic bone to nose a little bit more from that wrapping or drawstringing of your hip bones towards each other? And so then when you lift your hips a little bit higher, you don't use your low back. Now you use your glutes to do that. Hold that stability across the pelvis. We float right leg to tabletop, left arm down alongside the body. And it's a lift, 1, and we touch back down. 5 rounds, we go 4, and we touch back down, and we go 3, and we touch back down, and it's 2, and we're keeping those hips level and high for 1, we touch it, we hold it, everyone together drops the hips 1 centimeter, organizes that posterior tilt a little bit more. And then again, re-engages that extension of the hips by finding a bit of glutes rather than low back. Left leg, right arm, it's 5. We go 1. Little cross patterning. And 2. And back. Keep the inner thigh of the right leg. 3, the down leg. And I've lost direction of my counting. I think we've got 1 more. And back. Inhale, hold. Exhale, melt the spine. Sigh the breath. And can we still get that articulation through the lower back? Sweep the arms wide into a T shape when you land. And we'll bring the knees and feet to touch. So from there, modified spine twist supine. The legs are going to travel to the left-hand side as we rotate in the waist on a breath in. And exhale, we bring it home. Over to the right, it's an inhale. And on an exhale, return. And we keep going left, center, keep the scapula anchored, right, and center. 2 more. Avoid overarching the lower back. So try not to lead with your spine, lead with your legs. Last one to the left, we stay in that rotation. So it's probably not much more than about 45 degrees. Sweep the hands in behind the base of the skull, elbows in the corner of your vision. We breathe in to prepare chest lift. Exhale as we lift head, neck and shoulders. The challenge is going to be to try and get your left shoulder blade off the floor. And chest lift directly through the center line of your body. And hold breath in. Exhale down. Shh. We repeat 5 times, breath in. Exhale as we lift. We're really only in contact now with the mat, with that left side of the back. Inhale. Exhale down. Pretty much everything else is off the floor. Again, inhale. Exhale as we do a little rotated chest lift. Inhale, hold. Exhale, can we bring it down with the same control? 2 more. And up. Tracking the spine through the center line, even though lower body is rotated. Inhale. Exhale down. Last one, inhale. Exhale up. We hold it. Swivel the legs to the center, keeping the chest lifted. Lower the chest through the midline. Arms to T. Legs to the right hand side. Find your spine twist supine range without lifting your left scapula. Then sweep the hands behind the back of the head, elbows in the corner of the vision. Remember, the thumbs are included with the fingers. We exhale, chest lift through the center line. Try to lift off that same side shoulder blade. 1, inhale, hold. Exhale, it's down. We've got 4, exhale, lift. And exhale, down. Inhale. Exhale, it's up. Inhale. Exhale down, really hollowing the waist and balancing just on that right side of the back. There's such a nice little play in balance here. Inhale. Exhale down. Can we feel the weight of the head in the hands as we use the abs to lift, not the neck? And down. Hold it. Arms to T. Legs come to travel back to the center. Now extend your legs out. Sweep the arms again back behind you. Palms facing inwards. Lengthen out the legs and adduct them. We bring the arms to rise for our roll up. Everyone together. Right leg is going to bend to 90. Everyone, even if you know the movement. Now as you press the right foot away, that shifting of the center of gravity is going to allow you to articulate your spine up beautifully, smoothly. Arms then release and reach forward into our C-shaped breath in. No assist on the way down. So as you roll down, you're just keeping the arms reaching and the legs straight. The arms rise and we lower back down. Arms to rise, head and chest to follow this, chest lift. Left leg, everyone, left leg bend, all together. Press the leg away. So as you push away, the arms straighten and that peels the spine off the floor. Breath in. Exhale, roll down. So the point of this exercise is articulation through the spine. So now please use the leg modification if you need it as we do our last 2 repetitions. Arms to rise, head and chest to follow. If you don't need it, you don't need to use it. Shh. But if you are flinging yourself up, please rather use the leg variation. Breath in. Exhale as we travel back. Sweep the arms up and over. We've got one more time. Arms up, head and chest to follow. Exhale. Into C shape. Flex your feet. Grow tall through the spine and separate the legs the width of your mat. Breathe in. Exhale as we do our roll forward, crown of the head reaching and diving forward. We've got the fingertips just grazing over the tops of the toes. Avoid elevation of the scaps here, so just check that you're reaching from your low back and you're not reaching from the shoulders. Hood, can you bend your knees for me, please, a little bit? Yes, inhale. Exhale as we restack the spine. We grow tall. And if you need knees bent to get this position, please do that. Breath in, that's beautiful, much better. Exhale, Megs, I'd like you to bend your knees a little bit as well. Just a little bit. Yes, good. Now you can really move the spine. Inhale, when you get to the bottom, hold. Exhale, let's rebuild, restack, and find height. Inhale, last one. Exhale takes us to dive forward and down between the toes. Inhale and exhale as we roll back up. Build tall through the spine. Point the feet and squeeze the legs together. Roll back, this time arms next to the sides of the body. Legs will come up to a tabletop position and we'll do a roll over. And I want you to feel how similar that is to the spine stretch. So for now we extend the legs up. Please pelvic curl if you're not rolling over. Legs to vertical. Exhale, we roll the legs or the hips up and over the shoulders, legs parallel to the floor. We flex the feet, separate the width of the mat wider than the shoulders, and then when we tip the toes to the floor, we're in our spine stretch upside down. Now as you articulate the spine down, there's that same spine stretch feeling as we just did seated. Plantar flex the feet at the vertical position, and then we take the legs down away together. Inhale is the vertical, exhale is the curl over. Parallel to the floor with the feet, it's a flex, separate, and a touch. And then we roll down, dorsiflexing the feet, articulating the spine against the mat like we do against the wall in our spine stretch. Last one, inhale is up and over. We'll take a flex, separate, and a touch. And then we'll start to articulate down. Point the feet. Away at 60 degrees. Bend to 90, breath in. From here we exhale, we peel head, chest and shoulders up. Reach the arms next to the hips for 100. Inhale, hold. Exhale, we pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breath in. 3, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. 4, 5. Hold it. Extend your legs. Flex your feet. And then feel as if you want to start a posterior tilt. So it's not knees to nose, it's tailbone off the floor. Hold that deep hollow. Inhale. Exhale, we pulse. 1, 5. Inhale. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, we've got tailbone off the floor. Inhale. 4. Heels to ceiling. 5. Can you stamp a little more? And hold. Point, bend, lower chest, head and shoulders, arms up to T. And now for a little scissor split. Left leg down, right leg up. Plantar flex in the left, dorsiflex the right, and we come across the midline. Leg circles down, round and up. And it's a circle. And it's a 2. And a circle. Keep the pelvis still, pelvis still. 3, that's the point. I don't mind how big the circle is. And last 1. And around. Hold it. Point the foot. Bend the knee. Hands behind the back of the leg. We roll up into that C-shaped position. Okay, plant the hands down. They want to be a little bit in front of your pelvis. And so those that know equipment, this is going to be a tendon stretch or a pike kind of. So what I'm looking for is for you to try and straighten your arms in that tall C-shaped position and lift your pelvis up and off the floor. So you're in a suspended L sit. Now that same right leg 5 times, we bring it up. 1, into the hip. 2, 3, 4, hands further forward if you need to. 5, we lower the pelvis down. We reach the arms and we roll back. As you roll, we go left leg table to T, leg lift, flex the foot. We haven't forgotten about the change direction, don't worry. We go across the body with the left leg. Drop catch, it's 1. Drop catch, it's 2. Around. And exhale for circle. Inhale for a circle. 2 more. It's an exhale and an inhale. 1 more cycle. Around. And around. Point the toe, bend the knee, hands behind. Roll up. Unfortunately, you now know where we're going. Hands next to the sides. Bring the hands a little further forward if you felt you didn't have anywhere to lift. And then we point the toes. We pull up on the hip flexors and the abs. We lift. And we go left leg. It's 1 and 2. 5 times. 3, 4, 5. Oh, we lower it down. We reach the arms. Right leg again, tabletop. Arms to T. The leg reaches and flexes. Now we go out to the side for our circles. Inhale, drop catch. Exhale, around. Inhale, drop catch. Exhale, around. Nice oval shaped circle. Oval shape. 2 more. Down. Pelvis still. Last rounds. Inhale and exhale. Point the toe, bend the knee, hands behind. We reach forward and roll up. The good news now is you're going to lift both of your legs at the same time without lifting your pelvis though. So this time your shape is to bring your hands out in front of you, still C-shaped, but now you need your tension to be in a backward position. So we're going to have the hands out like little spider fingers. You might need to lean a little bit back. You're going to have to feel that out depending on your body mechanics and your height and so on. So in this position, pull up on the inside of the hips, deep into the abdominals. 5 times we lift the legs. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Arms, roll. And we've got our leg circles. Left leg table, T, extend. Flex the foot out to the side. It's a little drop catch. And 2. And around. And circle. And 3. Circle. And 4. And around. Last one. And around. Point, bend, roll up. Okay, this is it. Hands forward. Deep connection into the waist. So just be careful when you push into the arms that you don't elevate the scaps. So try really reach from underneath the armpits. Point your toes 5 times. Exhale, let's lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Arms reaching and roll back. This time, turn to your side facing me, facing the camera. Legs are nice and long, down the length of your mat. If you're feeling a little bit of lower back during this exercise, please bring your legs forward. But for now, they're extended, drawing in through the waist. We'll breathe in and just lengthen and lift the legs. Pressing the bottom waist down as the legs rise. Then lowering the legs to hover as the bottom waist lifts up again. Again, so we lift just 4 times more. And down. And this is your little moment of recovery. And 3 times. Relaxing the neck and down. 2 times. And down. 1 more, we lift. we hold it, and we do little pulses at the top. Use your bottom inner thigh. So we do little squeezes for 10, 9, right at the top, 8, I don't even want to see it, 7, that's how high you are, 6, maybe arm up, 5, 4, hug the waist in, 3, straight legs, 2, feel the inner thigh, 1, and we lower down. Good, hand back in front of the chest, lovely. So from here, we're going to go into our side kicks. So you're going to prop up either onto the elbow or onto the forearm for wherever you are in your practice at the moment. Looking at the world diagonally, lifting out of the bottom waist, hands behind the ears or just behind the head, but they're not interlaced. Then we lift up through that top leg, we flex the foot, we contract through the center, and we kick the leg forward. So we go 2 pulses and back pointed foot. So it's dorsiflex and plantar flex and forward, forward, back, back. And in the glute, hip flexor, and now in the glute. 2 more, forward, forward, back, back. 1 more, forward, forward. Now, back, back. Bring your bottom forearm down. Before you go into this exercise, I need you to curl pubic bone to nose. Bend your knee at the top and take hold of the foot for a quad stretch. But it's really important to me that you don't just blow out your ribs. Okay, so keep your chopsticks. Students, we know about the chopsticks. Keep them in place and just very carefully pull only your femur back without letting go of the ribs or overarching the spine. A little bit of hand into foot, foot into hand pressure. Good. So that there's a little bit of release in the front of the hip. So when we go into our gluteal sideline series, the hip flexor doesn't want to take over too much. So now the bottom knee is bent at 90-90. Arm is still down under the head, but the free hand can now rest on top of the waist, and there's sunlight under the waist throughout the series. The leg is up just in line with the hip and in a floppy foot and soft knee position. And we lift the leg and we lower the leg from hip height and higher for 2. And down. 3. And down. So you want to feel this in the glute at the back for 4. If you're feeling the side of the leg for 5, you might need to slightly tuck the pelvis more for 6. Maybe you need to soften or straighten your leg a little bit more for 7. Maybe play with a bit of internal or external rotation of the leg bone, 2. Last 1. Now at hip height, we're going to tighten through center so you're not breaking the line of the spine. You fold simply at the hip joint to bring the leg forward in the same line as your bottom thigh. And we lift it, we lower it to hip height, and we pull it back as if we're squeezing it against a wall. We go again. So it comes all the way forward, then lift, lower, and all the way back. Now as you bring the leg forward, lift, lower, making sure you're not changing the position of your spine. Forward, lift, lower, back. Again, forward, floppy foot, soft knee. So we don't want to get too much of the hip flexor. Of course, the hip flexor is working more here on this one because it has to. And let's go 2, lift, lower. Keeping the sunlight under the waist. Last 1. Lift, lower, pull it back. Now it comes forward. Stay forward. Check in that you still have length in your top waist. And we drop it from hip height to the floor. We go inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then we take that bottom leg, we straighten it. We take the top leg, plant it to the floor. Bottom leg is in line with the body. Sunlight under the waist still. Flex the bottom foot, energy in that foot. And we try and lift the bottom inner thigh and down. Again, 2 and down. And 3 and down. Keeping the hips level. 4, stacked. Down, soft and relaxed through the neck. 5 and down. 6, 7, and 8, down, last 2, 9, checking that you're not moving the spine, you're just moving the leg for 10. Roll onto your back, take a figure 4 so that the leg that was working should be the stretching leg. Figure 4, bottom leg is planted down into the floor, arms down alongside the body, flex the top foot, keep the knee falling away from the chest, and we do 2 rounds pelvic curl. It might not be very high, but we want to curl pubic bone to nose and keep that leg that just worked falling out and away. Really try and lift into the hip with the figure 4 leg. So you're really opening and then roll down. It looks like right leg for most of you. Try and really open that hip all the way down. One more time. Pelvic curl. As you curl up, feel an opening across that hip. A bit of a glute work / stretch, and then roll it down. And then arms to T, same leg, everything stays the same. Land the sole of the foot to the floor on the opposite side. So you're still in figure 4, and then allow that knee to fall away. And breathe. A little bit of stiffness through the waist brings you back to center. Plant the feet down. Roll to the side again, this time propped up. And we're in our side bend position. Okay. Can you also see me? Thumbs up if you can see me. Yeah, okay, great. All right, so top arm is up and over the legs. We're going to inhale into our side bend, so side plank position first for 1. Then as we lift, we're going to do a little combo here. As we lift up and over, remember we're between our 2 panes of glass. So hips up, arm over, and now without moving the spine, just rotate your neck to look down. Then come back up into your side plank. Variation here, keep the arms straight, legs straight, just lower the waist and look over that top arm. We lift again, side plank. We dive over side bend. Look at the hand by twisting the neck only. Back to the side plank, and we go down to the opposite arc shape, sinking the waist. We lift up, one more cycle, over, back to that T shape. We lower, shoot your gaze over that top arm. Side plank, hold, and we bring bottom leg in. The good news is just other leg in, so we can change sides. Glide the legs out, lying on your side. Okay, so for now, just our side leg lifts, lengthen out, we lift the legs, compressing into that top waist or contracting into the top waist as the legs rise, bottom waist presses down, and then we lower the legs and just lift that waist. And again, so we lift for 2, and coming down. And we lift again for 3, and coming down. And again for 4, and down. Swing the legs forward a little bit if you need to, for 5. Right at the top, we've got our 10 little crunches, arm up if you like, for 1, 2, right at the top, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, lovely, 9, beautiful work, 10, and all the way down. We take that top leg, we bring it back, and we just see, without arching the low back, we see if we can keep, or create, a little bit of stretch over the hip and the quad. And then we carefully release, and we bring the bottom leg in. We need to do our side kicks. We'll do that after this. So we'll lift the top leg up, just parallel to the floor, parallel to the hip. Soften the knee, soften the foot, holding the top hip. We lift for 1, and down, and 2, down. Nice long body. 3, no change in the spine. 4, and 5. So it's from hip height and higher for 6 for this round. 7, control both directions. 8, 9, one more. And now from the hip height, we bring the leg forward. It goes now higher than hip, back to hip, and travels back. We go forward, we lift lower, and we bring it back, keeping the top side long. So your chopsticks are in place the whole time. And squeeze it back, keeping that position of the spine. We're working in the hip. Again, forward, lift, lower, and pull back. Again, forward, connecting the waist, and squeeze back. One more. Forward, lift, lower, bring it back. We've got our 20. Let's bring it forward, and we pulse it down. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2. So now it's below the hip. 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, and 5. First, we're going to go our side kicks. Apologies for the change in order. So we lift up, hand behind the head, either forearm down or on the elbow, extending out those legs. We lift proud through the waist. Top leg rises, flex the foot, and we go forward. So it's a pulse, and a point back. And it's a forward, and keeping the waist still and strong. And forward, lifting the bottom waist, and forward, and back, 2 more, forward, back, last one, forward, and back, bring the leg down, lay the spine down, top leg steps to the front, and we go into our adductor. So now we've caught up where we were, flex the bottom leg, waist is lifted, and we're going to lift that bottom inner thigh, and lower, and again, 2, and lower, control both directions, 3, hips are stacked and level, and 4, down, 5, down, and lift, down, again, exhale, good, and let's go 3, down, and 2, and 1, bring it down onto your backs, figure 4 pelvic curl, arms down, nice and open across that right hip, flexing the top foot. We'll do a pelvic curl. As you curl up, allow that knee to fall open, but make sure you're not leaving that hip behind. So you really want to come up nice and level, and then we roll it down. All the way, and we go 1 more. Curl up, open the hip, and down, and then we land the foot to that same side. So arms up and out to T, land the foot to the opposite side of the leg that's crossed, and then allow the knee to fall open. A little stiffness through the waist to control the return. We rotate again over to face the camera, this time propped up, and we've got our 3 little side bends, side lowers variations. For the side bend, top leg is in front of the bottom leg. Chest is proud already, so we're already lifting up and away from the floor. We inhale to the side plank position. Exhale takes just the hips up, the arm over, palm down, and then simply turn your neck. And then we bring it back into our side plank, and then we lower the hips without collapsing the shoulder, and we shoot the gaze over that top arm. Then we lift from that bottom side, we lift, we dive over. We bring it to the side plank and we lower down, looking over that arm. Super powerful in that bottom shoulder up. We go over, this is our last one. We bring it to side plank, we lower it down, side plank to finish, hold it, and we've got our front support. Active through those feet, strong plank position, glide. Right leg in is 1, and out, alternate, 2 left, out, right, in. Chest proud, go slowly please, lift, slower the better. Last 1, and lift. Take your up stretch, press chest towards the feet, press the heels down. Breathe. Last exhale. Brings you forward. Chest proud. Land the knees where they are without bringing them any further forward. Bend the elbows and lay the spine down to prone. Okay. So a modified double leg kick. Hands under forehead. Energy out and up through the legs to lift the thighs off the floor. We kick heels to buttocks. 3 rounds. Exhale. We go 1, 2, 3. Now as you extend the legs, keep your forearms down. Lift only as high as the bottom of your rib cage and find a thoracic extended position. Pulse the heels to buttocks. We go head down. 1, 2, 3, and inhale, lengthen, and lift. Exhale, we pulse. 1, 2, 3. Beautiful long inhale. Knees and thighs off the floor throughout. 2 more. Heels. 2, 3. Inhale. Try not to rock the body on your pulses. Last round. 1, 2, 3. Inhale. We hold that position now. Draw a little bit up and in with the waist as if there's an ice cube under your navel. And just lightly see if you can lift the arms to your forehead. And simply from there, shoot the arms forward, separate the legs a little bit. We breathe in and we swim. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale. 1 more in, 2, 3, 5, exhale, and down. Hands under the shoulders. Sit up and back into rest, just for a moment. Then come up, tuck your toes, and we're going to walk forward as we did at the beginning. Stretch the back line, and we're walking and walking to the front edge. This time take your feet out to the edges of the mat, in turn out, and we reach the arms forward, bend the knees wide over second middle toe, and squat yourself there. As graceful like as possible. Good. Sweep the hands back, this time with straight legs. Right, fist distance apart with the feet. Hands are now quite far back behind the pelvis. Elbows straight. Heels of the hands might be a little bit off the floor in the beginning. We breathe in. Exhale, hinge the hips. So we don't want to articulate here now. Now to hinge. Chest proud. And we inhale to come down just to tip the sitting bones to the floor lightly. Exhale, it's up. Inhale, just tip the floor. Again, exhale, we lift. And we come down just to tip the floor. One more time, exhale, we lift. And we come just to tip the floor to the bottom. We bring the knees in. Roll like a ball, hands over the bottom of the ankles. Make a ball shape. We roll back, eyes through thighs, inhale. Exhale up. And again, inhale is back. Exhale to catch. 3 more. Breath in takes you back. Exhale up. 2 more takes you back. And up. Last one. And cross the ankles. Roll over the knees. Plant yourself back in front support. Strong bodies here. Leg pull front. Right leg points. It's 1 leg up. 1. 2. Only as high as pelvis stays level. 3 without rotation. 4. 1 more. 5. Change. Left leg extends. And it's 1. Feel glute and hamstring. 2. Hips a little lower, Lisa. 3. Shoulders over the wrist. Yes. 4. Last one. 5. Now please put your knees down if you need to. Otherwise, together, we bend the elbows to go to prone for 5, 4, 3, 2, and we're back in prone. Hands next to your side, elbows next to your side, swan prep. Inhale as we lift the crown of the head, forehead, nose, chin, throat, chest. And we hold in that position we were in our double leg modification. So it's thoracic extension. Now keep the elbows glued close to your side bodies. Shoulder blades relaxed out of the ears. Use the strength of your arms and see if you can articulate your spine more without compensating with with the elbows. With the shoulder blades, sorry. And then we lower back down again, and now lift and reach the legs away from you. As you lift the legs, they straighten and hover off the floor. Now we seesaw. Inhale, we roll up, maybe coming up with the elbows a little bit, the legs come down. Then the legs reach as the elbows bend, and we elongate. 2 more. Inhale, it's forward and up, legs lower. And it's down and forward. 1 more. Keep that back line active. Simply seesaw and down. Lower the legs. Sit back into rest. Stretch the arms forward. Breathe right down to the band of your pants. Let the head fall heavy. Come up to 4-point kneeling. So left hand is going to step forward, out in front of you. So it's a long reaching position. The right arm is going to thread through, and you're going to try and lie down on that shoulder. Sitting bones are still to the sky. Take a spider finger position with your left hand, and now roll the chest open by pressing into that left hand. And I'm rolling on my shoulder, not my neck. And then I kind of roll the chest back roughly parallel to the floor. Again, rotate open, try to keep the hips still, move essentially from the upper back, and then roll down. Pay a little bit of attention to your low back that you're not overarching. 1 more. And down. Then we slide that left hand in under the shoulder, so when the right arm comes up, we can counter stretch by taking the right arm up to the sky. Bring the right arm down out in the front. Left arm threads through, lie on the shoulder. Sitting bones to sky, but careful of dumping into the low back. So there's definitely awareness in my abdominals here.
Spider finger hands, so you've got a bit of leverage to rotate into more rotation in the thoracic. And then you just bring it level and square. And we roll open, looking under that right armpit. And we roll down. Last one, we rotate open. We bring it back down. Hand comes in under the shoulder. We do the counter stretch up. And bring the hands down. Just come to face the camera. Sit either on your shins or in a cross-legged seat, whatever's comfortable for you. Reach the arms up to the ceiling on a breath in. Interlace the hands. Turn the palms to the ceiling. Try and pull your ribs out of your pelvic bowl a little bit. Sweep the right hand to the floor. So I'm going to mirror you. Right hand to the floor. And we're going to go over. Sitting bones down. Up and over. Stretch. Elongate. Over to the other side. Last one up. Hold. Stretch up. Pull the arms a little bit behind you. Look up a little bit. Feel what that does to the upper back. And then just close the palms and bring them down through the midline of your body. And we are done there. Thank you, everybody.